Hello and welcome to A Book in 5 Minutes. I'm Lindsay Milner. This week I'm looking at a book called Authentic Happiness, and it's written by Martin Seligman. Now, Seligman is often credited as being one of the founding fathers of the positive psychology movement, along with Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi. He is an American psychologist and became president of the American Psychology Association. And at that point in his career, he became increasingly interested in the fact that psychology up until then had been mostly about how to treat people with mental illness or depression, mental difficulties in some way, to kind of cure them or alleviate their symptoms, but was not so much about how to improve your life to a point where you were more than okay, you were actually living a good life. So this book is kind of a result of that interest, where he talks about what does it mean to be happy, and he does have a look at what makes us happy, what is it, how can we be happy, and why does it matter. It was an okay read, but I didn't find it as engaging as I expected to. It didn't really suck me in and make me feel like I couldn't put it down, that I wanted to keep reading. I found other books more easily readable and more engaging, including one on happiness. To sit with this one for the moment, what he talks about is the main thing he says that we need in order to be happy in our lives is that we're doing some good in the world, that we're making a contribution, that we have some meaning and or purpose in our lives, because without that we're never going to be authentically happy. I don't think he quite defines what he means by authentic happiness. He talks about the difference between hedonistic pleasures, so things that we do just for fun, just for the pleasure of it, things that make us feel good in the moment, and then contrasts that with eudaimonia, which is an ancient Greek, well, it's a Greek word, but it's an ancient Greek concept. It's actually from Aristotle, that in order to live a good life, we have to be using our strengths, we have to be practicing the virtues, and doing some good in the world. So he contrasts, and he actually calls this gratification rather than pleasure. He talks about, do we look back on the past and how we were happy or not happy in the past? Do we look to the future? Are we optimistic about our futures? And then within the kind of now, how are we spending our time? Are we spending our time on just hedonistic activities, because that's not going to make us truly happy? It's fine while we're doing them, but it's not so good when we're not. And then contrasts that with what he calls the gratifications, the doing something purposeful, living a good, virtuous life. I think, like flow, there isn't really much in here in the way of a step-by-step or pragmatic steps or a formula for how you can improve your life. There wasn't anything in there, if I recall, about how to find your purpose. So I kind of found it not a very satisfactory read, if I'm honest. If you are a student of psychology, then it possibly is worth your time. But if you're looking for how to live your own life better, how to learn to be happy within your own life, then personally I felt that The Happiness Advantage by Sean Achor, which I did read quite some time ago, is more helpful. That does give you some kind of positive, some kind of pointers in how you can improve your life. And I also found it an easier read. It was more engaging. It was easier to get sucked in and actually like, well, no, I want to see what he says in the next chapter as well. Whereas Authentic Happiness for me, it was a bit more like hard work, and I didn't find it quite as rewarding. So that is this week's book in 5 minutes, Authentic Happiness by Martin Seligman. If you want to know more about books like these, then please do subscribe to my channel, and if you could hit a like for this video, that would be awesome. I will see you next time. Bye.